Fala pessoal, sejam bem-vindos a mais uma live de Final Fantasy XVI. Vou tentar jogar um pouco aqui do game, ver se eu consigo avançar um pouquinho nele. Mas já aviso que não vai ser uma live muito grande, porque não ando dormindo bem, ando bem cansado, né? Eu chego com vontade de jogar, mas acabo não conseguindo jogar o tanto que eu gostaria, né? Então vamos lá, deixa eu compartilhar a live aqui. Vamos lá. Oi! Vamos lá. Caraca, ele já vai direto pro jogo. Que legal. Certo? O que temos aqui? Ah, é verdade, eu tenho que voltar lá, né? Ah não, tem um mais na frente. Espada antiga? Olha, é uma espada que talvez com upgrade ela fique melhor do que a que eu tenho, hein? Caramba! Pera aí, pessoal, deixa eu mutar aqui o... Fala, mano, Black Player, belezinha, mano? Pô, tem um bicho diferente ali, mano. Tem pinta de ser forte, hein? Vamos encarar ele primeiro, depois eu volto. Ah, um dragão. Fala MPK, beleza, mano? Cara, foram batendo os bichos de boa ali, mano. Vou ter que matar esses bichos, né? Fazer o quê? Esse dragão me assustou um pouco, ele dava 2 golpes ali e tava me tirando uma bela vida. Mas o caminho nem é por aqui, o caminho é ali atrás, mano. Como é que você tá, mano, MPK? Beleza, mano? Eu tô um pouco cansado, mano, então eu não sei se essa live vai ser muito longa não, mano. Eu tava com muita vontade de jogar mesmo e não quero jogar offline, já que eu tô deixando a gravação aí, tô jogando em live, né? Você como tá? Além do cansaço, melhorou bem? Cara, eu melhorei bem, mas hoje eu tomei um susto. Não um susto assim, cara. Tipo, digamos que a dorzinha que eu senti aqui, que foi muito forte, ela voltou um pouco, assim, porque
Still in one piece.
falaram pra eu tomar o remédio 3 dias. Aí eu parei de tomar o remédio e voltou a dorzinha hoje de tarde, mas bem mais fraca, tá ligado? Nada que incomode. Então, mano, hoje eu não trabalhei para ir lá fazer a prova no Detran. E amanhã trabalho só depois do almoço. Estragou uma máquina lá. Putz, embaçado, hein? Fala, mano, Kira, beleza? Só vim largar o Nike para dar uma força porque infelizmente os dados móveis estão indo de Vasco. Putz, beleza, Kira. Tá com problema de internet ainda, mano. Tamo junto, Kira. Obrigado, mano. Obrigado pelo Nike.
It would seem so. Once more I am in your debt. And once more you impress me with your prowess. These were no ordinary foes, but ones we in the field call echoes.
Tomara, mano,
Though
PK.
Moss, the chronicler, concurs with the legends in attributing the fall of
Assim como a
Zemeckis
dor
to
foi menor, eu sei que tá melhorando, né?
mankind by the gods.
Jogar desse jeito eu descobri que me dá sono porque é modo leito, né? A cadeira fica pra baixo assim, ó. Eu fico no travesseirinho, é normal dar sono assim.
Perhaps suggest an answer? Could the construction of such miraculous edifices have been considered an encroachment upon the province of the divine? Alas, all is mere speculation. But one day, perhaps, I will learn the truth.
Not if you keep running headfirst into trouble.
You are right, of course. And not only have you plucked me repeatedly from the jaws of death, you have proven yourself a willing audience to my rambling.
Glad to help. Didn't you say you came here to investigate something?
I fear I may have rather overstated the case on that front. In truth, a captive ear was all I really desired. You see, even my fellow scholars have grown somewhat weary of my musings of late. And so I came upon the idea of purchasing a companion. A captive audience, if you will.
That's what this was all about.
I am afraid so. And now, my good man, it is high time we returned whence we came.
Fine. Just don't go running off this time.
Eu perdi a história desse mano porque justamente nessa quest ontem eu cochilei. Eu acho que na live vocês não devem ter percebido porque tava numa cena. Mas eu cochilei, mano.
And so ends a delightful day.
Já tá pronta, já tá na geladeira.
A reward for
Tá, boa noite.
humoring my selfish whims, plus a little extra for the trouble I have put you to.
Boa. O alento da terra. Cataclísmico.
Joseph's fine. He'll be back once he's tied up a few loose ends.
That's a weight off my shoulders.
He certainly knows his business. You found your thieves all
Que
right.
placa que é o MPK?
And I dare say they won't be coming back.
A good man to have around, that Joseph. And if he says there'll be no more thieving, that's good enough for me. Thank you for putting my mind at ease. Here, for your troubles.
Será que tá de peça? GB? É, tem razão. É 1K mesmo. Antes consegui uma ótima compra, hein, mano. E a configuração do PC é boa? Agora eu fiquei curioso.
Are you Milan, the butcher?
That's me. What can I do for you?
The innkeeper's just had a special delivery. He thought you might like to join him for a cup of wine after you pack up for the day.
He knows me only too well. And I've got a ham here that will go handsomely with a nice drop.
Wine and ham to spare. Barclay clearly isn't suffering then.
Comes with being the place everyone has to pass through to get to everywhere else. Those who travel the Crystal Road bring all manner of goods with them. We get meat from Sanbrec, herbs from Rosaria. Why, sometimes we even see curiosities from across the Narrow. Or rather we did, till not so long ago. These are lean times, and even Botcloud isn't the bustling trading post it once was. Still, there's no point dwelling on it. Better to live life while you can, eh? And on that note, it sounds like there's a cup of wine needing my attention.
Beleza, mano.
You'll buy something, won't you? Please. You've raised the price.
I showed you my pass. What more do you want from me?
Let us through.
I'm looking for Bolek. I was told he'd be guarding the gate.
Well, you found him. You're not here to enlist, I take it?
The innkeeper sent me. He's just taken delivery of a rare vintage, a Gotan 66. He thought you might like a cup.
I've never said no to a goat hand. I'm not about to start now.
Os caras tudo
Thanks
viciados
for
em
letting me
vinho.
know.
You must be a busy man.
No one's making for the refugee camps anymore. Not after what happened in the Dominion. Meaning, they linger here instead. I spend more of my days moving beggars along than I do manning these gates. What gets to me are the gangs that prey on the poor sods, as if they haven't suffered enough. Some days you can't help but wonder what the world's coming to. You know what? That wine's sounding better by the moment.
Hold on. I wonder if the innkeeper might spare a cup of that wine.
Placa mãe Asus M5 78LM Plus, DDR3, AM3, chipset AMD 760 de CPU, AMD FX. Eu imaginei que seria um FX, mano. 6 GB da placa de vídeo, boa. Pô, 4 pentes de 8 GB, mano. Pô, que bacana, hein? 1.24 TB, 2 HD de 500, mais um SSD de 240. E uma fonte de 500 watts. Ah, mas dá pra entender, mano. Ah, é uma boa máquina, cara. É uma máquina bacana. E pelo preço eu acho que valeu a pena, sim. Eu acho que saiu em conta, sim. Dá pra brincar legal nesse PC aí. Dá pra fazer muita coisa legal nele, mano. O meu eu preciso fazer um upgrade, logo menos. Logo menos eu digo até o final do ano. Se eu conseguir, eu vou tentar segurar uma grana pra Black Fraud.
Do you have any fresh water?
I spoke to your friends. They'll be along soon.
That's
Eu
fantastic
imagino,
news.
mano.
Thank you kindly. It's been a while since we all sat down together. And the way I see it, that wine is as much theirs as it is my own.
How so?
Well, I wouldn't be serving anything but slops without Aldrich to go and fetch the good stuff for me. And then there's Milan, who always sends customers my way. And Bolek, an even-handed keeper of the peace, if ever there was one. Those three are the backbone of Boklad. Lose any one of them, and the market would soon fall apart. And without the market, I wouldn't have a single customer. I'd say that's worth a bottle of 66, wouldn't you?
And more besides.
Everyone needs a shoulder to lean on. Be they world-weary innkeepers or brooding swordsmen.
Da hora, o cara pensa nos outros, mano.
I'd better prepare for my guest's arrival.
I hear you had me carrying a bottle of Gotan 66. If I'd have known, I would have sold the thing and lived like a lord. I'll settle for a cup, though, if you're in a sharing mood.
A Gotan 60 bloody 6. Just as well I had something special of my own set aside. A bottle between the four of us might not be enough to drown our sorrows, but it can't hurt.
Here they are, the three pillars of Boklad. Sit yourselves down, gentlemen. The
Da hora.
woes of the world may be monstrous in many, but there's nothing like a few good friends to keep the misery at bay.
Aí, ó.
Never a truer word spoken.
Portador de boas novas. Eu acho legal. Acho que já era aqui, né? Vamos ver isso agora? Ó, último save aqui, 22 horas e 56 minutos. Será que é isso mesmo? Vamos salvar em cima. Aí ele vai aparecer. Não, tá errado. 21 horas e 22, ele tá contando a hora local, né? Eu não sei onde é que eu vejo, hein, mano. Deixa eu ver uma coisa. Não fala aqui, né? Eu não sei onde eu vejo. Ah, que legal, dá pra instalar outras línguas se quiser. Bacana. Isso aqui, ó.
Did you see that? Tell me you saw that.
Ah, o menu às vezes não contabiliza direito, né? Eu queria saber quanto tempo de jogo eu tenho, mano.
Was wondering when you turn up. Had owls from all our friends thanking you for your timely intervention. How is it you always manage to arrive at just the right moment?
Luck, I suppose. Any word on the rest of the realm?
Let's see. Storm's still crying out for mother crystals. The nations are still in chaos. And the skies are still the colour of a kick in the kidneys 2 days on. So...
Right.
Clive, we knew this was going to happen. Well, not the bleeding skies part, but you take my point. Now's not the time to second guess yourself. Now's the time to visit the infirmary. Talia says your brother's awake.
Thank you, Otto.
Oba! Vamos pra enfermaria conversar com o Joshua. Lindão, né, mano, MPK? Gosto demais desse jogo, mano. Sou fã.
So it was not Sylvester, but Olivier who served as Ultima's puppet. And when Dion learned of this, he sought to slay the fiend. Only for his father to take the spear that would have freed him. Enough to drive a man to madness.
Small wonder he hasn't stirred. I would be afraid to wake.
Had I but reached out to him sooner, warned him of the threat Ultima posed. But now, both an empire and her prince lie broken.
Joshua, what do you know of Ultima?
Very little, I'm afraid. Despite my best efforts.
Que da hora, mano, MPK.
As I lay buried beneath the rubble of Phoenix Gate, 'twas not death who came for me, but another. And it was while in my rescuer's care I first heard of Ultima. I've been chasing his shadow ever since. Ultima is driven by some deep, dark purpose, and for whatever reason, it would seem you are crucial to his designs. He will stop at nothing to have you, even if that means toppling an empire.
But why me? What possible use could I be to such a creature?
That is one of many answers that have eluded me. Yet, I am certain of this. It is not mere chance. You were chosen for a reason. All dominants carry within them the might of an icon.
Você não, você carrega de todos.
Nigh limitless power that is at once acutely limited. I wield fire, and only fire.
And I only ice. 8 wardens for 8 elements.
Mas não você.
You, Clive.
You are different. You're special. Your abilities begin with the flames
Você é
of Ifrit,
cheater.
but they do not end there. The fact Ifrit can even exist goes against everything we thought we knew of dominance.
Deve ser ele mesmo,
Perhaps
MPK.
Ultima has been waiting for one such as you, whose potential is truly
Ai, que da hora.
limitless.
I've encountered that thing several times now. If it or he, as you say, needs me, why hasn't he claimed me as he did the boy?
Were I to hazard a guess, I'd say the two of you are somehow incompatible. His mind not properly attuned to your body.
His mind.
Mind, awareness, spirit, call it what you wish. But I believe Ultima to be an embodiment of the concept. This is why I struggle and fail to contain him here inside me.
I'm sorry. Inside you?
With every setting sun, I feel my strength wane. And though the Phoenix's flames mend the prison I have made for Ultima, they do so at a cost. We must find a means to bring an end to him before I meet my own.
What were you thinking?
It was that or let him take Clive. And I've always had a soft spot for my brother.
But that doesn't mean you should sacrifice yourself to save me.
Joshua. Clive, it's Gav. There's an army of Akashic at the gates of Canver.
Meu primeiro foi Pokémon Blue, mano. Pokémon Azul. Foi o primeiro RPG que eu joguei.
Well, what's the short of it?
I thought Tyre told you. The capital of the Free Cities is under siege by an army of monstrosities. The city guard are doing their best to stem the tide, but numbers ain't on their side.
What of Lord Byron and Mid? Were they able to escape?
No, but they're all right for now. They're hiding with Gav at midship.
We have to get them out of there.
And we shall. Otto, prepare a Stolas. Tell Gav to stay exactly where he is.
Understood.
Vivian, what's the swiftest route to the Free Cities?
That sounds like a question for the map. Look here. This road, through Tabor, should provide the least trouble.
Good.
What a coincidence. Tabor is exactly where I'm bound.
Joshua, bed is where you should be bound.
You don't think I told him the exact same thing?
Were Tyre not such a talented healer, I would surely have been inclined to agree. But, thanks to her ministrations, I feel I may safely rejoin my attendant, who was to wait for me in Tabor if we became separated.
All right, we travel together.
Clive.
If he stays close to me, he'll be fine.
Thank you, brother.
I'll look after him.
Hey, jogo brabo.
My attendant was with me in the Dominion before I primed. She would have watched the battle unfold and witnessed its outcome. I trust you'll be waiting for me in Tabor, where I can finally introduce you.
You know how I feel about this, but your brother's stubbornness knows no bounds. I'm starting to think it runs in the family.
Também cadê falar isso? Cadê a bonitona? Cadê a bonitona?
Tyre's right. Your brother is in no condition to travel. That's all I'll say on the matter. It's Mid, Gav, and your uncle we should be thinking about now.
Eles estão jogando um monte de quest secundária agora, né? É tipo retardar o avanço.
It seems the hideaways
Blasted book. Here, you put me in this situation, Clive. You can bloody well get me out of it. I need a hand with a recipe.
Are you sure it's me you're looking for? I'm not much of a cook.
I'm all the cook will be needing, thank you very much. What I want from you is a little of your time, right? Oh, and perhaps your sword. You remember Ivan's stew, right? Well, despite the look of the thing, and that awful stench, people wolf it down. So I thought I'd try making one of these supposed masterpieces myself. Had a peek at the book and gave it a go, but, well...
It wasn't as straightforward as you'd hoped? Ivan had the same problem.
Tem mesmo.
Yeah, but this is my blooming kitchen, and I will not be outdone. So if you don't want to be seen as playing favorites, I suggest you lend me a
Tem umas
hand.
boas, mas tem outras que é pouquinho entediante.
I've never been one to play favorites, Molly. And I would be only too happy to lend you a hand. So, what's on the menu this time?
A fried mortress of skyworm. That's one heck of a name, innit? Recipe seemed easy enough to an old hand like myself. Thought I'd followed it to a T. Only, turns out skyworm livers and drake's mint are not what I thought they were. At least I hope they're not, given the rancid mess they made.
Ivan said the recipes in the culinary pilgrimage date back centuries. Who's to say the ingredients even exist anymore?
Well, that's a question for a scholar, wouldn't you say? Perhaps you know of one?
Mas é claro.
Kindly old fella who haunts the shelves, maybe?
Fine. I'll go and speak to Harpocrates. Perhaps he'll know something. And if he does, I'll see if I can find your ingredients for you.
You do that.
Tem que
Lest
atrás
we
dos
forget,
ingredientes pra fazer um
you've got
rango.
a reputation to uphold.
Tá bom. Vou falar pro Harpocrates. Ah, eu gosto demais, mano. Mas qualquer comida hoje em dia, agora eu tenho que maneirar. É, isso sustenta,
Lordman
exatamente.
Harpocrates, I've come to pick your brain if you don't mind. It's about the
Comendo
book you
amendoim
lent Ivan.
japonês.
Valisthea, A Culinary Pilgrimage, a classic. One of my favorites, in fact. The young man did a wonderful job with the Chance's stew. I do hope we shall be able to sample more such marvels in due course.
That's actually why I'm here. I don't suppose you know where I might find skyworm livers and drake's mint.
Ah, so the fabled Sandbrequois delicacy is next on the menu. Delightful. The descriptions of fried mortress never fail to make my mouth water. Now, skyworm is a somewhat antiquated name for the wyvern, their ground livers being the paste from which the mortress is made.
Dragon livers. How very Sandbrequois.
One would have thought the disciples of Bahamut would have a touch more reverence for their icon's brethren, but apparently not. I believe the specific dragon the recipe demands is the blueback wyvern, said to be the very color of the sea beside which it resides.
So we know where to look for our liver. But what about the drake's mint?
Saint's bonnet in contemporary parlance, a herb which grows along the North Reach coast. I gather that one can locate the cheerful yellow flowers by their heady scent alone, so I'm sure you'll have no trouble finding them. I may add that people once believed game was best served with the flora that sustained it in life, in which regard fried mortress of skyworm is undoubtedly a typical dish of the time.
Meaning that if I find one, I find the other. To Northreach, then.
Best of luck, Clive. And do save me a bite
Ah,
once the
aqui,
dish
ó.
is complete.
Sid, perhaps you can help me solve a mystery.
I can certainly try.
E esse off?
Who's gone missing this time?
Obrigado, mano.
It's not who, but what. Mid-scales, the ones she made for her workshop. I borrowed them to teach the little ones about weight, and shortly after the lesson, well, they vanished. My first thought was that they'd taken them off somewhere to play, but when I asked, they swore they had nothing to do with their having disappeared. Which almost certainly means they had everything to do with it.
Perhaps a visit from Sid will jog their memories.
I think it just might. Thank you. I don't like to imagine that my pupils would lie to me. But if they have, I'll have no choice but to discipline them accordingly. They were in the atrium when I last saw them. As always.
listen. Would that be fun?
Seems the highways.
Essa não. Essa aqui é pra buscar o maninho ali.
What am I gonna do?
Is everything all right, Goods? You seem more discomposed than usual.
Oh, I don't know what that means, but I'm in a bit of a muddle. Oh, I think Nan might be in trouble, and she's...
It's all right. You can tell me.
There was a trader came by. One of our usuals, like... Said he'd heard some rotten rumours about her down Dallimil Way. Folk are saying she's been selling to bandits and cutthroats and that. I mean, she's fond of a chance to make a coin or two, aye, but she'd never do business with baddies. Especially not the kind who go hurting people who haven't done out. I wanted to ask her about it myself, but I'm scared she'll give us a tongue lashing. She'd never give your tongue a lashing, though, would she?
Don't worry. I'll speak to her.
Oh, thanks, Clive. You'll let me know what she says, won't you?
Of course. I'm sure it's all just a misunderstanding. Lady Karen, how's business?
Not nearly as foul as the weather.
You're doing good trade then? Both in and out of the hideaway?
Can't complain. Wait. What exactly are you getting at? Not once in 5 long years do you pay my affairs half a care. But here you are today, raking me over the coals like a bloody popoto.
Just asking. Out of interest. All right. I'm here because I was told that certain rumors have been circulating. About you selling weapons to brigands.
Oh, are ya? And who was it who knows me so well as to tell tales of my evil exploits?
I didn't exactly hear firsthand. All I know is that someone in Dallimil has been spreading word to that effect.
And what? You believe it? You think I'm profiting off the blood of innocents, do you? Look, I've done things I'm not proud of. Might be there were a time when I turned a blind eye to the wretchedness of the world so I could line my pocket. But that woman is no more. And you'd know that.
Caraca.
If you'd ever paid the slightest bit of notice.
You're right, Lady Karen. I apologize. It was wrong of me to doubt you.
No, it was. Now, I reckon you've got better things to do than pointing your do-gooding finger at a poor old woman.
Of course. Good day. I spoke with Lady Karen.
What did she say?
That the rumors were unfounded, and that I was a fool for thinking they might hold any truth, along with some other things that made her feelings clear. And while it sounds like she may have done things she regretted in her past, she says those days are behind her.
Oh, well, that's good. I knew Nan wasn't caught up in out bad. But why would people say she was? What did she ever do to them? It's not right.
No, it's not. But people do things for all sorts of reasons. Perhaps we'll never know.
Well, I'm going to find out. That trader, he said they were all talking about her in Dalimil. So that's where I'm going. I'll find someone who'll tell me, you'll see.
Are you sure that's wise? Whoever's spreading these rumors means Karen ill.
Oh, right. Well, that's why you'll be coming with me, isn't it, Clive?
I suppose it is.
Eu vou, mas não agora.
I heard the Emperor was impaled on his...
We're all gonna die! You hear me?
What do you reckon we should do? I say we should just tell Miss Shirley.
You'll get us all struck.
Sid! Hard at your studies, I see. And what is that? It's not a set of scales, is it?
No. Of course it isn't.
Well, not anymore, it's not. Oh!
Then just how long hasn't it been one?
We're sorry.
But we didn't break them. We dismembered them.
Just like Miss Mididol showed us.
Miss Mididol? Why would she have you dismembering her creations?
Because that's the only way to become a ninja-neer.
Miss Mididol said, the best way to see how something works is to take it
Obrigado,
apart
maninho,
and put it back
PK.
together
Bom
again.
descanso aí, mano.
Well then, your work is already half done. Carry on.
About that.
The taking apart was easy enough, but it's the putting back we can't work out.
Speak for yourself. The heavy thing goes at the bottom. Then...
You three need to learn to take responsibility for your actions. So let's have a look at these parts with fresh eyes, shall we? All right. Everything here was once part of Miss Mididol's scales. Every piece has its own role to play, and each is just as important as the others. If even one of them is missing, the scales won't work. So let's think about what those roles might be. You already know one of the pieces. The body. Its role is to support everything else. But what of the others? These round parts are called the pans. You all know what a pan is, don't you?
I do. Molly uses them in the kitchens to fry bangers. But these aren't for frying bangers, you idiot. They're for weighing stuff. But what if I wanted to weigh goods? I don't think he'd fit on that little thing.
Probably not.
What are the chains for? Holding the pans up?
Well spotted. Which means something must hold the chains up in turn. This tiny piece is what's called a cogwheel, or gear. Have you ever seen one before?
I have. Miss Mididol's dungeon is full of them. Most are on the floor.
She puts them in all her inventions. They spin round and round and round and round and...
That's right. They're very useful when you want to make things move. Do you remember if there was anything on the scales that moved?
I remember the arm moved when I tried weighing an apple. And then somebody ate it.
Not my fault. You shouldn't have tried weighing it before lunch.
We know what part's supposed to move and how it's supposed to move. So, let's put the pieces together first, see what doesn't move, and then stick the cogwheel to that.
Not a bad idea. You see? It's not so difficult. This is called the arm. Why do you suppose that is? It doesn't look much like an arm.
You're right. It looks more like a wing. Like a chocobo wing!
You've ridden a chocobo before, haven't you, Sid? Will you teach me to ride one day?
I'll think about it. Now, what do arms do?
Hold things. So wait, maybe this arm holds things too?
Good thinking. You're on the right track. So, now that we've taken stock of the parts and learned what they do, what do you think?
I think we've got it.
Then here's what we'll do. You tell me what goes where, and I'll put the scales together.
Well, obviously you need to start with the body. All the other pieces fit onto it, don't they?
And the arms go on the body, just like real arms. Or wings, if you're a chocobo. And then the arms hold the pans by the chains.
Very good. Let's see if that works. There. All finished.
Yes! We did it!
Well, with Sid's help.
Oh, I just put the pieces together. It was you three engineers who showed me how.
That's right. We're Miss Mididol's hairs.
Her hairs?
Yeah, hairs for the future. She's showing us her secrets now, so we can help out the hideaway when we're older.
What do you think, Sid? Are you almost ready?
With a little more help from Miss Mididol and Miss Shirley, I'd say it won't be long at all.
You hear that? It won't be long.
Until then, though, do try to be honest with Miss Shirley.
Hey, look! We never used the cogwheel.
You don't think Sid forgot about it, do you?
Well, did you solve the mystery?
It was as you thought. The children had the scales, or the parts of them at least. They dismantled them to see how they worked.
Oh, no, Mid will have my head.
Thankfully she won't. This might even have been her idea. Although I was the one who ended up teaching the lesson.
I'm so sorry, Sid. I know how busy you are. I shall see that the children are properly punished.
Please, there's no need. Mid seems to have taken the three of them under her wing. She's even calling them her heirs. She'd have them follow in her footsteps. And her father's.
I see. Sid, do you know why Mid has been spending so much time at the hideaway of late?
She told me it was because her studies have been interrupted by events in Canva. Is that not true?
No, it isn't. The university offered her a commission. In exchange for full tuition, room and board, they asked her to oversee the design of several new war engines. To anyone else it would be an opportunity, but to Mid, who lost both her parents to war, it was a bitter pill. One she was none too keen to swallow. But that should come as no surprise. She's only ever cared about bringing people hope. The very last thing war can be said to do.
Which explains her heirs. She's working to give them a better life. And so should I. What's the odd engineering lesson?
Oh, you've given them far more than that. And I'm sure they're very grateful.
Da hora. posso fazer as subs. Vamos pra caixa principal então. Da Máquina Central. Capa e adaga?
It's like a dream. The four of us out walking like we used to.
Enjoying this, are you? Gav and the others could be in danger as we speak.
You're right. I'm sorry. Yote is a fine scout. If Candle was attacked, she will already have begun gathering information.
Tabor isn't far. We should pick up the pace.
We can use the ruins to cross the ravine.
Assuming they would allow it, the Echoes have a will of their own.
Fala, mano Bruno, boa noite. Tudo tranquilo, mano? Eu acho isso é um bug, mano. Tipo, tá... Eu terminei uma luta lá em cima, ele reconheceu os inimigos lá embaixo. No inverno, mas... Você me jogar lá, eu não vou me jogar lá, não.
Tell us about Yote, Joshua.
She's strong-willed, loyal, and deadly with the blade. Much like Clive, but with better manners.
Mataram o Socorro. Como é que você tá, mano, Bruno? De boa?
Hey, do. Where are you off to now, then? Bound for the Free Cities, perhaps? Oh, no need to say if you'd rather not. We all have our reasons. Ain't exactly feeling like sharing with strangers myself, I don't know. Truth be told, I could do with a bit of inspiration. Don't know which way to turn no more. Was doing a roaring trade back in Oriflamme. Right up until the poor Drake lost her noggin. So, thought I'd try me luck in the desert. And Fang went the same way. And don't get me started on the mess in the bloomin' Dominion. Suppose I could try Cam next.
Fala pra caramba.
Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
You're injured. What happened here?
Where are your comrades? Bastante sangue.
Ether flood up ahead. It swallowed our camp while we slept. My own men did this. Turned every last one of them.
Confere.
There's a
Demais.
village not far from here.
É uma das mais
Tabor.
épicas que eu já vi.
The people were kind to us. It's only a matter of
São
time
muito boas, mano.
before they won't stand a chance. We can't let those monsters reach the...
I'll go. You catch your breath.
Thank you. Our encampment is up ahead. Just off the track. They must not reach Tabor. Forgive me, Lord Kupka.
Lord Kupka.
Rest well, soldier.
Um dos soldados do Kupka.
You said the encampment was close. Let's hope the Akashic are still there.
Oh, never.
Another ether flood. They're everywhere now.
We can't go round it.
Then we'll just have to be careful.
Good. I got here in time.
Pão? Ok, me dá aí. Comendo pãozinho agora, mano? Não, o NPC foi comer uns pães. Ah, entendi. No céu tem pão, né?
Is someone there? Please, I can't move my leg.
That doesn't sound like an Akashic. You're with the battalion?
E aí, Frank? Beleza?
The fighting.
Boa noite.
Are the others?
Taken care of. One of your brothers in arms told me what happened and asked for help.
Another survivor? Where is he? Tell me.
His wounds were too deep.
He was right to send you. Those things you slew are no longer my brothers. Tabor is safe thanks to you. Here, you've earned it.
Aí. Upei. Olha. Eu pensei que eu dava com mais level.
You seem familiar. Have we met?
You must have me confused with someone else.
Wait. That scar.
Son of a whore. You're Sid. I was there in Cosnes when you killed my brothers. I was there in Rosalith when you killed my commander.
My war with Hugo Kupka is over. I bear no ill will toward those who followed him.
And what of my ill will? Coward! Draw your steel. Lord Kupka shall be avenged!
Separar esse cara.
When your wounds have healed and your head has cooled, come and find me if you must. Though I hazard your life would be better spent in service of those who need it. Or have you forgotten your oath to the Republic?
My oath? What would you know of oaths?
I know how hard they are to keep. Which is why I'm giving you the chance to keep yours.
No. I won't be deceived. Lord Kupka told us of your crimes. You are an outlaw. A murderer, not some
Man. Like you or anyone else.
I am nothing like you. But if you're not gonna kill me, then go. Leave! Just know that I will find you, Sid. Someday.
O problema é seu. Otário. Uma coisa. Fala numa reta preta. Não sei não, mano. Não deu problema no meu 3DS. O único jeito que achei de resolver foi formatando e instalando o desbloqueio de novo. Pelo menos tenho o backup dos saves do Monster Hunter. Tô aqui esperando as instalações terminarem. Boa, Frank. Ainda bem que você fez backup, mano.
nearly there.
Have you been to Tabor before?
There are a few places I haven't.
Where now, Joshua?
There is a residence just inside the city gates. She awaits us within.
Yes, the finish is exquisite.
I fleshed 100 skins today.
Stay focused, will you? One slip down.
Ué? Ah, tá.
My Lord Marquis, it is an honor.
Nada a ver puxar
I
uma
am
espada.
Yote, Knight of the Undying, charged with the protection of His Grace Joshua Rosfield, Keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix.
Of course. It all makes sense now.
Would you care to elaborate?
The Undying are loyal servants to the ducal throne. Or more specifically, to its heir. They have served our family for generations, albeit from the shadows.
Since their inception, they have been tasked with the preservation and enactment of the rites of ancestral communion. After the events at Phoenix Gate, it was the Undying who delivered me to safety. And since the day I left Rosaria, Yote has been my constant companion and protector. Without her sword, I would not have survived my journey across the realm.
Rise, Lady Yote. You saved my brother. I owe you a debt I can never repay.
I but did my duty.
Come now. Tell us what you've discovered.
Your Grace. It is as you feared. The vessel we spied off the coast of the Crystalline Dominion on the night of her fall. It was the Einherjar. Beyond any doubt.
The Black Galleon.
Joshua, the Einherjar is the Royalists' flagship. What business would they have in the Dominion?
Upon learning of Waloed's involvement in recent events at Drake's Fang, I sensed the malign influence of Ultima, and bid Yote and the Undying look into the matter.
We have reason to believe that the Black Galleon weighed anchor shortly after the fighting began. And set
Peraí. Tô vendo aqui que parece que eu vou precisar de um outro cartão SD. Que azar, hein, ô Frank? Mas por que? Não tá querendo instalar? Tá dando erro?
Horse due south.
E aí, Ratão?
For Canva. Then it is Waloed knights who besiege the cities.
What is left of them? Yes. And the Black Galleon sails at but one man's behest. Barnabas Tharm.
Agora, cidade livre de cão, velho.
But are we truly safe here in the Agora?
The city guard have been paid, if that's what you're implying.
All the more reason for them to run.
Well, you are free to leave, Lord Minister.
Markets abandoned, warehouses aflame.
Blackened hulls choking every port in the capital. Canva is ruined.
The realm teeters on the brink of chaos, and all you can think about is commerce.
Forgive us. We were not aware Dhalmekia now subsisted on charity.
Quite. How dare you?
Distinguished members of the council, you must forgive His Majesty this intrusion.
What is the meaning of this?
A trifle crowded, but I fear it will have to serve, my liege.
Very well.
My colleagues, do you not see? The king, he has come to save us from the Akashic. He is a gift from the heavens, divine intervention, our very salvation.
And of course, if it is compensation he requires, we would be most willing to negotiate a fair price for services rendered.
Fools. Your ignorance unbecomes you.
Your Majesty, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would swear that the fiends washing the cobbles of Canva with the blood of her citizens wear the colors of Waloed. Ha! So you do not deny it. Guards, fetter them, and see our guests to the dungeons!
Enough. Pathetic creatures. That you should imagine yourselves worthy of salvation. The girl is still here, somewhere in the city. Her consciousness fair dripping with her late father's hubris. A consciousness to which Mythos is inextricably bound and inexorably drawn. See that he is made welcome.
Yes, Your Majesty.
Come, Mythos. Surely the prince's light cannot have sated you.
O maluco postou uma katanada só, mano. Vum! Já era. Caiu geral.
So then, how long has Waloed been under Ultima's control?
How long indeed? Based on what we know of Barnabas's actions, I would guess some few years, mayhap more.
But to what end? What does Ultima want?
The tapestry. Show them.
By the flames.
Phoenix Gate, Drake's Breath, and now here. But what is it?
It is old, ancient, even. Naught remains of the faith it represents, save what can be gleaned from the image itself. None could tell me what the one in the apothecary meant, even the Undying. But I believe it may be the key to discerning Ultima's purpose. That figure in the center, the one beneath whom the icons congregate, that I believe to be Ultima. He is a god, or at least godlike, his very existence beyond our ken. The icons, and by extension their dominants, are meant to be his subjects. And while some, like Barnabas, have accepted this role, others have rejected it. Like you, Clive, which is rather inconvenient, as it appears he needs you most of all. And gods don't like to be disobeyed.
No, I don't suppose they do.
Clive, may I tell Yote of the lake?
By all means.
Yote, I will be accompanying my brother to the Free Cities. Whilst we are afield, I would have you watch over those Clive has made his wards. Omielos delan tuisag ilith. Though well concealed, the hideaway lacks trained fighters to defend its occupants should they be discovered.
But it is my duty to...
As it has ever been my brother's duty, remember.
If that is your wish, Your Grace. But please be safe. If aught were to befall you,
You have my word.
Farewell, my lord, my lady.
We are in your debt, Yote.
Let's find our friends.
Ah, as cias estão enchendo muito rápido. Deve estar com problema mesmo, né? No cartão.
It's plain she cares for you very deeply.
And I her, which is why I had to let her go.
Who among you is bold enough to heed her call?
Is that blade for hire, perchance? Because I have a mind to make a killing.
Figuratively, I hope.
Well, yes and no. A passing caravan carried with it a rumor most fortuitous for one in my trade, that an elder Dread Evis had been sighted in the fields of Korava. Dread Evis are aggressive beasts. Compelled as they are to acts of violence, few survive to maturity, but those that do develop a hide of phenomenal value.
A hide you want to sell?
Eventually, yes. Though I would have it tanned first that it might be crafted into marvels the likes of which the world has never seen. Dread Evis skin is a rare thing indeed. But the worked hide of a well-aged beast, now that would fetch such coin that Gilbert himself might weep with envy. Bring me that beast's skin, and I will share with you the bounty of our combined labors.
All right. I'll hunt your Evis.
Of course you will. When one lives in such troubled times, it is a fool who lets opportunity slip his grasp. Leave Tabor through the east gate, but take the path that branches west. Once you reach the checkpoint at Tovani, you are a mere stone's throw from the fields of Korava. I eagerly await your safe, and above all, triumphant return.
Careful how you pack that leather. Any creases of...
Hey, you! Finally. No one was paying me the slightest heed.
Is something wrong?
At the university, the students would hang on my every word. Sadly, this far from home,
I'm just a vagrant greybeard.
The university? You're a scholar.
A specialist in ancient cultures. The most accomplished in all Valisthea, some have said. Not that I look the part in these tattered rags. In my heyday, no obstacle could have kept me from my studies. Yet here I am, a wizened windbag, bested by the many steps of Tabor. The answers I seek lying just beyond my enfeebled reach. Would you do an old man a kindness and brave the stairs in my stead? You'll be amply rewarded, of course.
Climb the stairs and
memorize a few inscriptions for me, assuming you know your letters, that is. Some courteous soul is rumored to have carved clues to Tabor's rich history into stones dotted about the village. 3 of them, to be precise. 1 each to the north, south, and east. I'm here in the hope that those carvings might shed light on a riddle I've been pondering for some time. Namely, the otherwise undocumented origins of Tabor's unique people. People quite unlike those of neighboring lands.
I can't promise I'll remember everything perfectly.
Remember what you can. I'll piece together the rest. Make for the domed pavilions, and you'll have no trouble finding the stones.
Jogo da memória, é?
How are those new boots treated?
No history would be complete without mention of the mother crystals.
Mais? Ah, não, essas aqui estão muito longe.
If it wasn't for those domed roofs protecting the stones from the elements, the truth of Tabor's history would have been lost centuries.
That Cyril fellow's an odd fish, don't you think?
Well, scholarly sorts like him always are, aren't they?
Why won't the sky go back to how it was? I don't like it.
Nor do I, dearie.
Não tô entendendo o que eu tenho que fazer.
Beneath the flood, yes. And not a stone's throw away.
Ela tá marcando aqui. Por que tá bem onde eu tô?
What brings you to our humble village, young man? If it's our artisans you're here to see, then please. But do try not to interrupt their work.
Eu realmente não sei o que eu tenho que fazer. Vou passar a localização do mesmo, não tem nada ali, mano.
Careful how you pack that leather.
Olha, você está perto da sua missão.
Any creases or scratches will bring down the price.
How are those new boots treating you?
They're fantastic.
Lá em cima eu consigo falar com o túmulo, mas não consigo fazer mais nada.
That Cyril fellow's an odd fish, don't you think?
Well, scholarly sorts.
So it's these stones to Canva, and the rest of the boxes to Diamond.
On them. Have you noticed the elder has been coughing less of late?
Here's the scraps you're after.
Thanks.
Eu não sei, mano. Esculpido em pedra. Decora a inscrição na pedra ao norte. Decora a inscrição na pedra ao sul. Eu só achei uma pedra, mano. Oh, meu Deus do céu. Nossa, agora a descrição é outra.
Farmers must have settled.
Venho.
Here in Tabor.
Eu acho que foi o que eu já vi, né? Ou não? Não.
What golden plains might the wanderers have called home, I wonder? I should speak to the old scholar before I forget everything I've read.
How are those new boots treating you?
The engravings were in good repair considering their age.
Oh, what that I could have seen for myself. Oh, come, don't tease me now. What did you learn of this place and its people? Let's start with the engraving to the south, shall we? What did it say?
Guardians of the Crystal, the first stones of Tabor, sacred hold thy noble blood, till ends the mother's labor. I'm pretty sure that was it.
Fascinating. It would seem the founders of this city were descendants of those fallen charged with protecting the mother crystals. But whatever could have driven the Guardians so far from their sacred charges, I wonder? The engraving to the north is next, I think.
Não sei não, hein?
Wanderers of the Golden Plains, lay your roots in stone. With pride recall thy noble past, and make these rocks a home. Or, I think that was it, at least.
No doubt you're right. There are vestiges of nomadic customs in Tabor its guardian roots could never account for. This is proving most enlightening. Now, for the final stone.
É, primeiro ou segundo? Acho que é o primeiro ou o segundo, mas não tô lembrando.
Children of the Hunters, now tillers of the land, reap her promised blessing and give praise her gracious hand. That's all three.
And so, we add primitive farmers to Tabor's founding peoples, the final piece of the puzzle. 3 engravings, one for each of the 3 peoples to have settled Tabor in ancient times. Guardians of the Mother Crystal, wanderers from across the plains, and last but certainly not least, hunters turned farmers. Little wonder it was so difficult to trace the roots of Tabor's culture. Those roots reach down through 3 distinct traditions. Nonetheless, one cannot help but wonder why this fact is not better known among scholars, given that the stones stand here for all to see.
Too many stairs, perhaps.
Ha! Too many by far. Here, and thank you.
How are those new boots treating you?
They're fantastic.
Beneath the flood, yes.
Cyril, how fares the search?
Well, Your Grace, my report shall be with you ere long.
Ah, yes. Yote is otherwise engaged at my behest.
And the duty of wardenship?
Fulfilled. For as you see, I've been reunited with my first shield.
I am Cyril, Knight of the Undying and bearer of the Burning Quill, charged with chronicling the mortal deeds of His Grace, Joshua Rosfield, keeper of the Flame of the Phoenix and rightful Archduke of Rosaria.
I entrusted Cyril here with overseeing the investigation into Ultima's origins. Findings from his brothers and sisters afield are delivered here to be collated and catalogued.
Just how many Undying are there?
Not nearly enough, milady. Yet we are glad to give our all in service to the Phoenix. Such is, and has ever been, our creed.
I see.
You have your associates, I have mine. But you may now think of them as ours. That won't be a problem, will it?
The Phoenix is our sun, and we but the shadows that quicken in his radiance. It is from the darkness that we serve, both him and now you. Pray accept this token. For as long as you bear it, members of our order will reveal themselves unto you, if there is nothing further.
No. You are dismissed.
Your Grace.
The Canva, then?
We'll talk about this later. Cyril seemed very, You certainly keep strange bedfellows, Joshua.
The free city is under siege.
Ready, go? Faster!
Orcs. Then let us be rid of them.
Árvore é o inimigo ali.
Clive. Smoke.
Is the city fallen? Let's go. Fly, Ambrosia.
free men are still holding their own, then.
Do we have any idea where Gav and the others might be?
There's a warehouse near the docks where we agreed to meet if there was any trouble. We should hurry.
Vamos lá. O Kuro tá comendo na cidade, hein? Agora tá liberado pra fazer as subquests, mano. Aí é foda, hein? Vamos lá, né? Acho que daqui a pouco eu paro mesmo. Preciso dormir.
Nothing like a little unrest. Fill the coffers, eh?
There were ghosts at the gates not days ago.
You needn't fret. The creatures have been...
To the meadows, then.
That's what the cat...
Let's go.
Faster!
Quiet.
Hippocrates said I should be able to find what I'm looking for somewhere nearby. Bright blue dragons and bright yellow flowers. Should be easy enough to spot. Let's get this over with. That's the wyvern's liver. Now I just need to find the herbs. Bright yellow with a heady scent. Come on. Fly, Ambrosia. I think that's everything Molly needs to resurrect her recipe. Better head back.
be taking you all to a storehouse in the Bales. Leave anything you don't need.
You know what you have to do. Clive, I fear that I must bid you farewell. As you know, our time grows short. The Lord Chief Justice's vultures are circling. We must strike now. Before we part, I want you to know that, though I may not always have been your most vocal ally, I trust you, as I trusted your predecessor.
Thank you. I appreciate the sentiment, and I understand more than anyone how you feel. But is revenge really the answer?
It is the one I found, and it is all that I have lived for since that day.
But what of Lostwing? Everything you've built.
I built Lostwing to achieve this aim. Once it is done, the village will have served its purpose. My comrades and I are sure of our cause, and we shall fight to the last, come what may. But there are those among us who cannot fight. Children, the elderly, bearers afflicted by the curse. I would place Lostwing in their hands, if I thought it would do them any good. But a village home only to the frail and the infirm is not likely to stay a safe haven for long. And so, Clive, I find myself turning to you once more. Will you take them to your hideaway, that they might live even should Lostwing die?
I will.
Thank you. I will not have it said that I did not see to the well-being of those who rallied to my cause. The people I speak of have withdrawn to Gotan's Bales, away from danger in case the Black Shields strike.
Understood. I'll make sure they get to the hideaway safely.
Then the last of my preparations are complete. Fare you well, Clive. And may Griga guide us. All of us.
Come then. We are awaited in Gotan's Bales.
Por aqui, mas deve ser por trás da muralha.
Everyone, Quinton has asked that you come with me. He can no longer guarantee your protection, but I can. There's a safe place I can take you to.
Well, if that's what the Master thinks best. Sid, none of us would be standing here today if it weren't for Master Quinton. We owe him our lives. So we ain't about to start telling him what he should do with his. If he's saying we ain't safe in Lostwing no more, it's 'cause he ain't coming back. And if that's what has to happen, then so be it. I only hope he can see this through to the end. That we get to see justice done.
I hope so too.
Oi! you lot? Where's everyone else? They ain't already left, have they?
They've gone with Master Quinton.
Fuck! Fuck! Fuck!
What's wrong?
I've just come from the Justice's manor. We have to get Quinton to call off the attack. It ain't just the Black Shields protecting the place. He's got a guard dog and all. A fucking monster. They don't stand a chance against that thing. If I don't get the message to them, they're all gonna fucking die.
No. We can't let this happen. Sid! Don't worry about us. You've got to catch up with him. We can't let Quinton die before that bastard does.
All right. I'll do what I can. Where is this manor?
It's way over to the east, through the woods. Heaven Hall, he calls it.
Promise us, Sid. Promise us you'll do what you can.
É isso aí, galera. Eu vou terminar a live. Tô caindo de sono aqui já. Então melhor eu não vacilar. Depois a gente continua essa quest aqui. Nossa, mano, eu não tô nem sabendo escolher a opção certa. Quase que eu excluo o jogo do videogame. Mas é isso, bom descanso aí pra quem fica.